This dentist in New York City gains more than 150 new patients every month without ads. Before working with Overflow Cafe, they had an unoptimized WordPress website and were overspending on paid advertising. They needed a better long term strategy to help them attract more patients organically without overspending. We started with a consultation, then we optimized their website. Once the foundation was in place, we began our ongoing SEO work, which includes more than 200 SEO related tasks designed to improve visibility, rankings, and new patient acquisition. The most important goal is always an increase in revenue and profitability. Today, the client's dental website shows up everywhere. They generate consistent revenue from Google, Bing, Maps, social media, ChatGPT, AI overviews, and all the other major AI platforms while drastically reducing their spending on paid advertising. The key results: more than 150 new patients every month without ads, more than 3,000 top ranking keywords, more than 22,000 monthly website visitors, and a 2,100% increase in AI visibility. In this video, you'll see the results of my team's ongoing hard work, which continues to this day. We'll walk through the client's website and explain how our work helped grow their dental practice. My team and I have been doing SEO since 1995. We've worked with hundreds of great dentists all over the world. Some have sold their clinics and retired. Now, we don't work with startups anymore, but if you're an established, growing business, please visit my website link in the description for a 90-day free trial. Let's jump right into this SEO project. Dental NYC, another wonderful client. We've been working on this for about 2 years. It's a very simple, straightforward, linear WordPress website. I'm trying to convince the client to allow us to move this site over to GeneratePress, which is a WordPress theme. It works extremely well for pretty much every kind of business out there, and they do have templates that will work right out of the box for dentists. Of course, I say right out of the box, everything requires customization. But if I can ever get permission, what I would change is adding the logo up at the top left corner. You'll probably see that 6 months from now. Removing this welcome button, the home page is supposed to be the welcome page, so you're not supposed to land on the home page and then have this here. The thing is, when a client is generating extreme amounts of revenue, it's very difficult to convince them to let me make modifications. They say, keep doing what you're doing. And so, anyways, the top menu has pretty much everything that you would want. There are a lot of pages that I'd like to delete, so if you're checking this 6 to 12 months from now, you probably won't see a lot of these pages, especially some of the pages that are not linked in the top menu and many of the blog pages that are no longer performing. This is one of the fact pages, and these pages work extremely well. There's about 5 or 6 of these. I would probably, during the next round of updates, for those of you who don't know, websites are always a work in progress. Just like taking care of your teeth. It's not something that you do once a year. It's something that you're constantly doing. Let's take a look at the office tour page. This is always a nice thing to have. I tell my clients, provide us with photos or let us send out a photographer to your location, just so that patients know, what to expect. They like to see that it's a fairly clean, modern facility. They know what to expect before they arrive. Certain potential patients, there are certain things that they expect. Yeah, this stock image, it will be swapped out eventually. Again, when the client is extremely happy with revenue, it's very difficult to convince them, hey, do you mind if I make changes? They don't want any changes. They just want to continue enjoying the revenue growth, and they don't want to rock the boat, so to speak. Here's the wonderful staff page. Again, I definitely want to clean up the font spacing. You could see it's a little bit off. And I probably enlarge the images and change these into a beautiful card style layout format. And I would change some of the contrasting colors for sure during the next round of updates. But we've made some significant improvements. If you ever take a look at the archive and see how this looked before and how it looks now, you'd be shocked. But very wonderful website. You could see lots of awards, lots of accolades. They're in the news, and so on and so forth. It's a WordPress website. It's fairly well optimized. There was a recent plugin update that lowered some of the scores. I'll show you in a moment. But overall, everything has been compressed properly. Everything has been optimized properly. There's no major issues. It definitely loads nice and fast. Let's get into the sitemap here. First, I'm going to show you the post sitemap. There's about 162 blog posts, and the slugs haven't been fully optimized, but because they're getting traffic, I haven't had time to optimize the slugs and then perform redirects. You can still see that it's organized by folder because this is the way the client had set it up many, many years ago. And we didn't want to change it because it was working. This is not the best way to do it, but when something is working, you usually don't want to change it. Now, out of 162 blogs, only about 40 of them are actually generating revenue, and the rest of them are barely even generating traffic, let alone revenue. So, convincing the client to let us delete over 100 poorly performing pages of content, it's not easy. But if I can get permission, it's what I would do. And it would actually lead to a dramatic increase in SEO performance. Same thing with pages. There are too many pages that we've built out over the years, and it is time to cut this down. 130, I would take this down from 130 down to 50 and wait 6 months and probably take it down to just 25. Well, no, maybe that's too aggressive. Let's say 35. And that would give an excellent ratio of pages and posts that we can maintain. And there's just too many pages that don't serve a purpose anymore, and they're just taking up crawl budget. The Instagram here isn't as active as what I'd like, but when you have doctors and supporting staff that are viciously busy, accepting new patients every hour of every day, it is very difficult to then film social media content and post. But what they do post is very beautiful, and they do get some really great engagement on here. And I've been telling all of our clients, please set up a TikTok. TikTok is far superior to Instagram now when it comes to acquiring new clients or new customers or new patients. AI visibility was 0, and it's now 20. They had 0 mentions, now they have 85. 0 of their pages were cited, and now it's about 169 pages that are cited. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, if you delete 100 blogs and 100 pages, won't that reduce the number of cited pages? Yes, it will. However, the number of mentions will actually go up dramatically. You'll see this go from 85 to 500. You'll see 20 go up to 40. And you'll actually see the authority score go up. You'll see traffic and keyword rankings go up. So you don't just want to think about volume, you want to think about quality. Quality is actually much more important than volume. Yes, volume is important. Quality will actually lead to better volume later on. And what I mean by that is for every 2 phone calls that you get, potential patients calling you, one of them actually becomes a high quality patient, the kind of patient that you love working with. I think I'm one of those kinds of patients. Okay, so the authority score is 34, very powerful in comparison to the other competitors in this market that have 10, 15. The traffic share is 51. This means that they can comfortably double. And so they can go from 22,000 visits per month to 44, 45,000 comfortably. After that, they can still grow, but it would require me going back through the website as I described, and I would have to swap out the WordPress theme to something much better like GeneratePress and rebuild all of the pages in that theme, just because it's simply better optimized. They're ranking for about 3,000 keywords. You see it's on a very small uptrend. The traffic is on an enormous uptrend right at the moment. There's no paid ads right at the moment. They just don't need it. Most of our clients eventually reduce their ads or take it down to zero because they just don't need it anymore. They've got 6,600 backlinks from 869 referring domains. We've built out a ton more. So when this number updates, you'll see this number much, much bigger. This is where we started, was the summer of 2024. And if you take a look at that top number, it says 923 organic traffic, 923. And it's been a roller coaster. It went up. We went all the way to 7,000. We went 9, 10,000. Then it collapsed again. Then 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. Then it went back up 4,000, 13,000, crashed back down again. 3, 4, 5, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. And now it's up to about 22,000. So traffic goes up and down depending on what's trendy, what people are looking for. There's a certain time of the year people are looking for Invisalign, a certain time of the year people are looking for veneers and so on. The good news is that the number of new patients acquired continue to progressively move up, up, up over time. That always remains stable. Even when traffic goes up and down and keyword rankings goes up and down, the number of new leads and actual paying patients progressively goes up. That number doesn't go down. Same thing with their keyword rankings. You see here, they had 44 keywords in the top 3 and 3,900 keywords in total. And this hasn't been extremely impressive at all. It's just basically sort of moved sideways. It went up for a little bit, it went down for a little bit, and to today where there's 87 in the top 3 and 3,100 plus total. It's that this graph isn't as impressive as the traffic graph, but I obviously I don't have permission to show the revenue graph, but the revenue graph is just a very nice progressive uptrend because all of these numbers, the AI visibility, the authority score, the traffic share, the organic traffic, organic keywords, the referring domains, the backlinks, it equates to more paying customers or patients. Let's take a look at keywords. So this page here shows 2,600 keywords, bringing in 18,000 monthly visitors. I wanted to show you this. And I know it's a slight different from the page before. This page has a little bit of a lag to it. But take a look at this. The value of that traffic is $64,000. So this client does not have to pay $64,000 a month. They don't have to pay Google ads. They don't have to pay for any ads. They just pay for SEO, which is a fraction of this price, and they just continue to get this traffic. Now, if they were to fire me and I stopped doing SEO, that's fine. It's not fine, but that's fine. They will continue to get this traffic for years and years, and then it'll start to level off as their competitors who are doing SEO will simply overtake them. So don't fire me. But anyways, I highlighted some of the keywords that were exciting here. So dentist in New York City. Of course, they're spot one. They're in Gemini, so they're in the AI overview, I should say. 390 people are searching for that every single month, and they're getting all of that. Top dentist, New York City. They're Google page one, spot one, 50 people Google that every single month. And of course, this is just Google. I'm not even going into, we just don't have time to go into ChatGPT and all the other major AI platforms. But they're ranking for everything regarding Invisalign, cleanings, veneers. Here's Best Dentist New York City. They're spot one. 90 people are searching that phrase every month. Root canal, cosmetic bonding, bone graft. Here's Invisalign provider, New York. They have an AI overview answer, and 50 people are looking that up every single month. By the way, let's take a look. Let's scroll down. Dental Fillings, Upper Manhattan. Of course, they have an AI overview. They're the brand that AI recommends. 70 people are searching for that every single month. General Dentistry, Manhattan. Top Dentist, New York. By the way, when people do searches like top dentist New York, best dentist New York City, best dentist Upper East Side, etc., etc., those are people with money. They're not looking for cheap dentists. They're not looking for discounts. They're not looking for coupons. You can give them a price quote for work and they just say yes because they're not looking for a good deal. They're looking for a good dentist. And so that's the kind of customer or patient that we can deliver to your dental practice. And I work with, all kinds of businesses, so not just dentists. Look at what the possibilities are. 6,600 people in America go to Google, and this is just Google, every single month, and they're looking for dentist, New York City. There's 3,800 keyword variations that total over 44,000 searches per month. So dentist NYC, emergency dentist NYC, best dentist NYC, cosmetic dentist NYC, pediatric dentist NYC. Each of these, as you can see on the screen, with their own monthly search volume. Some have lots, some have a little bit, and then each of these with a KD or a keyword difficulty. So green is easy, orange is difficult, and red is almost impossible. But yeah, the possibilities, we have a couple clients who are dentists in New York City, and we can take on many, many more because there are tens of thousands of people who are looking for a dentist. Taking a look at what I'm allowed to show you on their dashboard, they could gain 9,200 brand new patients. I doubt that they could handle that many. They could get 78,000 monthly website visitors. Again, I doubt that they could handle that many. There are 420 additional keyword ranking opportunities over and above what they currently have, so we're working on that. 61% of their keywords are moving upwards. We have moved them up over 1,500 spots across all the major platforms, Google and ChatGPT and all the different AI platforms in basically less than 2 years. Their top revenue driving keywords would be best dentist NYC, best dentist in NYC, best dentist NY in New York, top dentist, best dentists. I mean, that actually goes on and on, but they get revenue driving customers from this. And you have to remember those patients, they have families. So you're not just gaining one patient, you're gaining an entire family. Okay, they have a grade of A. It was A plus yesterday. It's gone down. The grade goes up and down. It could be a B tomorrow, but they have moved from an F progressively up the ranks to an A. Their reputation is 30, so obviously there's a lot more work to be done. A lot of the larger clinics out there have more reviews, have more positive publicity, and so on. And once I make some improvements to the website, hopefully 6 to 12 months from now, you'll see this website reputation score go up. Visibility is very strong. 75 is absolutely incredible. Keeping in mind, when we started this, it was in the red. Blacklist Monitor, they're clean. They're not on any blacklists anymore. Their domain authority is extremely powerful, so 45. And their spam score is excellent. When they came to us, this was in the 30s, and we had to work very hard to lower it. So their spam score is 1%. That is excellent, absolutely excellent. Recently discovered backlinks. So they currently have 71,000 backlinks that are brand new coming from, the numbers cut off on the screen here, but it's over 1,300 referring domains. So once Google Search Console picks these up, SEMrush will also pick these up, and you'll see those reflected as well. And they'll get a bump in all the other numbers. We found 38,000 additional backlink opportunities. I don't think we're going to be able to pursue all of them. We'll probably pursue 10% just because the client has us busy working on other more important tasks. Now, the quality score, 97%. That is way, way above excellent. When we started this, they were in the 50s. We brought them to the 60s, 70s, 80s, and now at 97%, you can't ask for a higher quality score than that. And take a look. Look at their growth. This chart here, backlink growth, see the past 90 days, every single day, they're gaining backlinks. Some days you see there were a couple days here and there where there were 15. And these are really quality. So this is what you want. You want a nice steady graph with at least, one every couple of days. This is very healthy. And then 274 toxic backlinks. Toxic backlinks are obviously bad backlinks. You don't want them. You want to remove them as fast as possible. And so we've been removing them aggressively. There's still quite a ways to go, but overall, this is a huge success. And we've saved the client 767 hours. That's time that they can go and spend with their family. That's time that they can go and do a hobby, do whatever they want. 2 years, 767 hours, it's very well worth it. Here you see how many different systems we've connected the client's website to. And by the way, feel free to sign up for a 90-day free trial of this at overflowcafe.com. And after the free trial, if you want to, we have an $80 plan, which is really great for small businesses, $400 plan for more professional businesses that want a lot more hands-on work. And then for a client of this size, of this revenue level, obviously you would have done a plan like the leader plan, which is about $2,000 US a month. So you pick based on the size of your business. We don't work with startups anymore. I'm sorry about that. We only work with people who have already gained a little bit of momentum. That's as much information as I can share with you today. It took a lot of time and hard work to achieve those results. Hundreds of hours of work over the course of many months just to start gaining momentum, as you saw. And obviously, we're still making improvements today. It's a very slow process, but it's well worth it financially. Our standard operating procedure for SEO includes more than 200 line items of work, depending on your business goals. And the impact of SEO is exponential. When it's done correctly, SEO helps grow your dental practice, increases new patient acquisition, and reduces your reliance on paid advertising progressively over time. To recap this project, we completed our SEO checklist of more than 200 tasks, such as website fixing, and you saw that there's much more to do there. Fixing indexing problems, full keyword research, technical SEO, on-page SEO, content creation, image SEO, off-page SEO, ongoing backlink building, ongoing conversion rate optimization, and much more. The key results, once again, more than 150 new patients every month without ads consistently, more than 3,000 top ranking keywords, more than 22,000 monthly website visitors, and a 2,100% increase in AI visibility. Smart dentists invest 1% of their annual revenue into SEO because the return on investment can be extraordinary when executed correctly. And the key word here is correctly. If you try to do SEO cheaply or quickly, your dental practice will never reach its full potential, and your smarter competitors, competing dentists, will always beat you. SEO is a very long term, ongoing process that never ends, the same as taking care of your teeth. My team and I have been doing SEO since 1995. We've worked with hundreds of great dentists all over the world. Some of them have sold their clinics and retired. We don't work with startups anymore, but if you're an established, growing business looking for help with SEO, please visit the website link in the description for a 90-day free trial. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to like and subscribe.